ChatGPT will not replace humans, and here's why. Humans have the ability to actually think, use philosophy, and have cognitive function. This is something that ChatGPT only relies on of the information that has been previously developed. If you're trying to come up with a new idea, it really won't be created through ChatGPT.
Take, for example, this story that I wrote up about witchcraft. They used Sarah, a common name, and then they pulled out information from the ether about basic words. It's decently written, but there's no real emotion and they're just telling. It's not a developed story at all. And then I asked it to develop an article on digital marketing, and all it was scientific proof of what digital marketing is.
When I asked it a philosophical question, do you believe in God as an AI intelligence, artificial intelligence, mind you, it said no. It's only meant to send you information that currently exists. This is why I don't believe it can possibly take over or change or impact creatives or the source, because creativity exists in our minds. We have more power than any machine can ever create because it only replicates what has already been said and done. Given the story that I just shared, that story is something that anyone can write. It's nothing new. It's not original. You don't have any connection to the character. You don't have any value. And with the digital marketing article, yeah, you can post that on any website as just a fluff piece. But it's not new information and it's not revolutionary. I think this is a very interesting concept and something that could be worthwhile in the future, but right now, philosophically, and with a creative mind of an artist, you're not going to see it change anything. It's just like how they did with the AI art. It's pulling from additional artists that have already created works and have built out stuff. You can't replicate what exists in the mind. Furthering my point, let's try a math equation, the one that hasn't been solved, and there's several, but I'm going to go with my favorite. In the year 2000, the Clay Institute issued that if you can solve any of these 7 equations, you will get $1 million per equation. So if you are intelligent and dedicated, you could solve this yourself. I asked it to solve the Yang-Mills existence and mass gap, and you see, it's only explaining what it is, not solving the equation. Even when I put in the equation from Yang-Mills to be solved, it doesn't go into actually solving. When I did ask it to solve it, it did provide some useful tips on how to go about solving it, but all it suggested was going analytically and using a few different theories like Monte Carlo simulations and lattice gauge theory. What I'm trying to say with all this is that you shouldn't be worried about ChatGPT taking over everything or AI taking over everything. It hasn't evolved to that point because it can't even solve some of the oldest standing questions that we've had about the universe. And until it hits that point where it develops consciousness, that is the key term. Consciousness derives everything of who we are as people. You shouldn't be worried. While there are many jobs and people who will rely on this service and find it useful, at the end of the day, they can't replace what's in your mind. So don't ever give that up. Creativity comes from within. It does not come from using artificial intelligence.